Childhood career dreams. If we all grew up and got the jobs we dreamed of as children, we'd live in a world filled with ballerinas and race car drivers. Now, I don't know any ballerinas, but for the next few minutes, I can put you in the passenger seat for one of America's most unique races. This race is the race known as the One Lap of America. Pegged as a whole racing season in 1 week, drivers cover over 4,000 miles through 10 states in just 7 days. The One Lap was founded by Brock Yates, an automobile expert and writer of such film classics as Cannonball Run and Smokey and the Bandit.
This is getting bigger and better every year, and the quality of the machinery and the drivers is just fantastic. So I'm really proud. We'll see what happens.
It's a grueling mix of endurance and endorphins, and race car driver Ed Dellis agreed to let us ride shotgun in his modified BMW 3 Series for a taste of it all.
The One Lap of America is a crazy event. It's not quite a road rally. It's not quite a race. You start and stop in the same place. You got to question the wisdom of anybody who does that. And it's designed to be run at street legal speeds on the road portions. And then you wake up first thing in the morning and you're out racing. You do 3 laps. The first one's a reconnaissance lap, and the last 2 count for time.
Go.
Your concentration level has got to be there. Because at these speeds, if you make just one mistake on a turn-in point, you're liable to go off the track and suffer the consequences of that. So, you know, it's, again, getting into a rhythm and feeling like you're on top of things and not necessarily behind the 8 ball.
These cars are supposed to travel street-legal speeds. However, each driver knows that the sooner they get to the next racetrack, the more time they have to study the course.
The speeds in the One Lap are really depends on each driver's need to get some rest. Last year we heard that somebody got popped for around 170. We tried to keep the speeds quasi-legal. We did manage to get 1 ticket. My co-driver Cameron Wilson got it, but it was for doing 74 and a 65. We sort of laughed it off. Luckily it was no points.
Of course, all one-lap drivers are tested on their ability to make quick adjustments. Traveling to one racetrack, Ed's car had a gas tank leak, and the car started filling up with vapors.
At one time, I looked over at my co-driver, and it reminded me of Apollo 13. I mean, there was sweat beading off his forehead, and he was grabbing hold of the vents. I didn't know if he was going to make it. We ended up pulling off at a fast food restaurant, pulling off the gas tank and using a radiator hose to pinch off the feed down to the bottom tank. You have to be able to scramble. And if you don't know how to work on your car, if you paid somebody else to do it, if you have a problem, you could be out of the race.
And if episodes like that aren't risky enough, let's not forget the sleep deprivation. Drivers don't like to lose time on frivolous things like a full night's sleep, so they often get through the race on no more than a few hours of napping each day.
The team that I was bundled with actually had all the motel reservations along the route, and oftentimes we were stopping at 3 o'clock in the morning, catching a shower, laying down in bed saying, I gotta sleep, I gotta sleep, I gotta sleep, and of course you don't sleep. And then getting a wake-up call about an hour later to hustle on out to the racetrack.
If Ed's tired on day 4, he's totally exhausted by day 5. But the energy kicks in as they near the finish line. 171 hours after he first started this race, the checkered flag goes down. Ed Dellis' BMW crosses the finish line second in its class behind a Porsche.
We were very satisfied with our finish at the One Lap. We had second place locked up going into the last day, and we felt very good about that because the car itself is not very strong by comparison to some of the other vehicles. We didn't get done with the race, and we were heading back south to Pittsburgh when I was just started to dream about how to get more horsepower and better handling out of it. I want to beat that Porsche.